Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be cooking a simple pork tenderloin on the Kamado grill. We're going to start by searing it for a little bit, and then we're going to put it on just on indirect cooking to finish it off. We're going to be using a simple seasoning, basically just salt, pepper, and some garlic. So let's get into it. So here we have a pack of pork tenderloin. It's about 2.6 pounds. And I think that there's two of them in here. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take them out of the package. And there are two of them. So we'll just put that off to the side. And usually what I do is I do like to dry them off. So we're going to dry them off. Okay. So in terms of trimming, I don't generally trim them. Sometimes I do. If I can easily get some of this stuff off, I'll do that. So that silver skin, see if we can just rip that off, because that stuff won't render, and it'll just add a kind of a sour taste to the meat. But I'll leave like that there. That looks okay. So this one actually looks pretty good. This one, same thing. It's got a little bit of silver skin right there. Let's see if we can. Might be a little too deep. Oh, there it is. I got it. There you go. Okay. So as I said, we're not gonna do too much trimming on these, just a little bit. Maybe some of the stuff that's not gonna cook. It'll cook faster, so I'm just gonna cut that off. Just a little bit here. Make sure those still are, see a little piece there. I'm gonna get rid of that. That's just that little bit there. We'll get rid of that. Okay. So I think these look pretty good. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put, in this case, it's the blend Kinder. I got it at Costco, but it's basically salt, pepper, and garlic. And that's really all you need for a good piece of pork tenderloin, especially since we're going to cook it over a lump charcoal. So I'm going to season it up. Okay, I think that looks good. So we're gonna roll it. Make sure we pick up all of this. There you go. So we're gonna let that rest a little bit. Okay, so before we put these on the grill, I'm gonna put a meter probe in them, and I usually like sticking it in the fat section, because that's gonna take the longest to cook. So I'm gonna just stick it into the line and do the same thing on this one. So we have probe 1 and probe 2. We're actually gonna do 2 because this one is it's a little bit smaller, so I think it'll cook a bit faster. So now it's time to put the pork tenderloins on the grill. The dial here says about 500, but I don't think it's actually that. I've noticed that the dial and the cooking surface are actually different. So let's open her up. We're gonna put some nonstick on it, and this is canola oil. It's high performance, so that's good. And let's get and I love that sizzle. Okay, so this is a standard size a pork tenderloin, and you can see that it doesn't quite fit. So we're gonna have to actually bend them. I'm gonna guess this one's gonna be the same kind of thing. Actually, let's put this one over here. Yeah, so now we can get kind of two sides of the temp. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to sear these for 6 or 7 minutes on each side to get a nice good crispy crust on it. Wow, tongue-tied. Then we're going to flip them, and once we have a good crust on the outside, we'll then close the dome and put in the indirect, and we'll cook it to temp. So back in the day, pork needed to be 160, 165, but that ended up being kind of like shoe leather. So USDA now has a new recommendation. It's probably not new, but the current recommendation is 145 degrees. So we are going to shoot for 145, and we'll go from there. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, it's been about 7 minutes, and let's see how it's looking. Sounds good. Good sizzle going on there. Oh yeah, there you go. Have some nice, definitely getting some nice crust on it. Now this bigger one is having a little bit of a harder time. Let's see if we can adjust them a little bit. There you go. Ooh. Okay, so let's do another 7 minutes on the other side there, and then we'll just let it go and cook to temp. Okay, one downside to the meter probes is that they do have temperature limitations. So I think that they gotta pull them out, I think. Maybe it was this one. So we'll end up using an instant read thermometer instead of the meter probes. Might have been placement, it was near the edge, so it was going off the ceramic. This could be one of the downsides of having the smaller footprint of a Kamado Joe Jr. is that when you put something large on it and the edges, kind of touch, you have to kind of do some manipulation to get it to fit. So we'll come back in probably about 5 minutes now. Okay, it's been kind of another 10 minutes, actually a little bit less than that, so 7. So it's been about 14 minutes total. And since we took the things out, let's see how we're looking here. So we're at 118, 116, 129, 127. So that small end is kind of hot. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to swap these. So I think that side right there is hotter. Put the bigger one right there. And we'll put that one off to the side. So this is going to be part for our final cook. So I think we're going to give it about another 10 minutes, and hopefully it should be done by then. But I think it's looking really good. It's looking super flavorful and everything. Let's just give it another. Well, so that's 120s. Okay, so this one says it's done. So I don't think it is though. I'm gonna move it to the outside. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to move the meat around the coal, so I can see that the coals in the middle and kind of more towards that side are more ignited. The ones on this side are less ignited, so I can achieve a little bit of indirect cooking by just moving it off to the side. And I'm going to leave this bigger one in the middle, so it gets the majority of the heat. Again, let's give it 10 minutes and let's see how we go. Okay, so it's been really only about another 5 minutes, but it's smelling really good. So I have a feeling it's either done or really close to being done. So let's give it a temp check. Let's see where we're at. Okay, so I think the bigger one still needs a little bit longer, but the smaller one is ready to come off. So we're gonna actually pull that off and we're gonna put it on the board. And we're gonna let that start resting. And we're gonna move him over, turn him around so he can get another. So let's see if we can get some crust on the side. There you go. Okay, and we'll give him a few more minutes. Okay, the bigger one has been running for about another 5 minutes, and let's check the temp. Yeah, so it's definitely done. So we're gonna take it out and let it rest. Okay, welcome back. So we have taken both of the tenderloins off the Kamado. This one is still resting, but this one has been resting for some time. So let's give it a taste. It looks really good and juicy. Man, and look at that. You can see juice, moisture in there. So good. Okay, I took an end piece. Man, that was good. Nice crust, really moist on the inside. Really good. Well, thank you for watching. This was a super easy cook. Took about 30 minutes to cook it, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes to kind of get it all cleaned up. And this will be something that my family really loves. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe, like it. Thank you very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.